Barbell bench press, a definitive guide. This is a long one. For the full video, please click on the links in my bio for my YouTube channel and TikTok, where you can view this in its entirety without having to swipe left every minute. The bench press is probably the single most useful exercise for developing upper body strength and size. In fact, as a teenager, I was able to develop a decent upper body through bench pressing alone. I didn't do any tricep pushdowns, flies, overhead pressing, pull-ups, or even bicep curls. But the average person would never know it because of the size I put on just from bench pressing. Before discussing the bench press, I'll have to pay homage to the push-up, which I think is a more useful exercise, provided they are still challenging for you. They allow your shoulders to move freely since they aren't pinned against the bench and are more of a total body exercise. That's why I think push-ups should receive priority until you outgrow them. The bench press is useful in two situations. One, you're currently too overweight, weak, or incapacitated to do any type of push-up whatsoever. For example, if you don't have use of your legs or are recovering from abdominal surgery. Two, you are good at push-ups enough to where they are no longer challenging. For example, you can do 3 sets of 15 or more push-ups with perfect form. Why bench press? Bench pressing is great for developing your pecs, making your chest appear larger. This makes men look more masculine and women look more feminine. No matter what your gender identity is, everyone likes a big chest. If you have breasts, developing your pecs will make them more prominent by pushing them out. If you have a bit of a gut, having a big chest does a great job concealing it. Bench pressing can be done with dumbbells or a barbell. Dumbbells provide the advantage of a slightly larger range of motion and more freedom of movement. However, the stability required to control the dumbbells detracts from the absolute amount of force you can produce. Additionally, loading them into position can be a challenge, especially when you are strong enough to bench the dumbbells, but not strong enough to get them into position without help. Barbells are ideal for being able to maximally load and exercise. However, the barbell bench press is arguably the most dangerous exercise in the weight room if you don't know what you're doing. It is also really easy to hurt your shoulders if you don't know how to properly position yourself on the bench. Let's learn how to do it right. First, sit on the bench with your feet planted, shoulder width apart, and shins vertical, with your feet flat on the floor. While you may see powerlifters get all the way on their tiptoes doing this in order to maximize the arch, this advanced technique is more unstable and probably not appropriate for anyone not competing in powerlifting. Once you have your feet planted securely into the ground, stick your chest out and pull your shoulder blades back, as if you are trying to hold a thin pencil between them. This is the position that must be maintained throughout the set. Lay back on the bench in this position with your eyes directly under the barbell. You will be pushing your feet against the ground as if you were doing a leg extension. That means you are applying the force away from the bench as if you were trying to straighten your leg. This will apply traction into your upper back and help keep it glued to the bench. Make sure you don't press your feet straight down into the ground, as this will tend to make your butt lift off the bench, something you don't want. Place your hands thumbs distance from the edge of the knurling, or the rough part of the bar. Some people may need to go wider, maybe as wide as pinkies next to the powerlifting score marks. You want your hands at a distance that allows your forearms to remain vertical. Unrack the bar with locked elbows. Position it directly over your shoulders. Bring the bar down to an imaginary line between your nipples. The angle between your upper arms and rib cage should be somewhere between 60 to 75 degrees. Your wrists should end up closer to your head than your elbows. Return the bar with elbows locked out to a position directly over your shoulders and repeat. After you complete your set, make sure you return the bar back to the rack with your elbows locked out so it doesn't fall on your face in case you don't make your last rep. A couple final notes. Keep your back arched as much as you can without your butt lifting off the bench. This will help to keep your chest lifted. Your chest should be the highest part of your body so that it is as close to the bar as possible, as if you are trying to reach your chest up to touch the bar. Always use safety arms or a spotter if you are benching heavy. I recently reposted a tutorial on how to properly spot someone on the bench press. I am also going to repost a tutorial on using a power grip, which I recommend for any type of press. Please refer to those.